show. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, folks. Michael Zuber, one rental at a time, back with my good friend Stratton Brown. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing great. Thanks, Mike.
Awesome, man. So you have a great IG page that I really think people should follow. What is that?
At Strat Daddy. And a lot of it's, do we put a decent amount on YouTube? We put a lot on YouTube as well.
Oh, what is that then?
Strat Brown.
Strat Brown. So the reason I wanted to reach out to Strat today is he's putting out a lot of stuff talking about things that most people don't. There are topics, this one is in real estate, that people ignore because it's uncomfortable. And I like to put it out there. So Stratton, I'm talking about a housing slowdown. I've talked about 50% of flippers going bust and 50% of wholesalers going bust as the cycle slows down because they're not pivoting or adjusting. But you were talking about some people doing deals really, really skinny just to keep crews busy, just to do these things. And, if you're flipping a house looking at $5,000, I'll just say it right here, right now. That is freaking stupid.
It's just scary, man.
Oh, I know. Jeez.
There's not enough upside. And I try not to be jaded about money and talk about money in really big ways, but $5,000's not a lot of money.
Not a lot of money.
Risk that you're making.
No, you got time. I'm like, God damn.
Right. $5,000 over 6 months. Like, good God, bro, just go sell some couches.
Exactly. Trust me, if you're doing I see it. And again, the reason I say this is because I lived this last time, right? You didn't experience last run up, right? You did not.
No, what? I was like 12.
I'm just making sure. But I am seeing people today that are really good flippers. What is a really good flipper? It means they have the process, they have the templates down, they're buying right, they know their ARV. They've been in and out of 5 to 50 deals a year for multiple years. That is a good flipper. But I'm already seeing them tweak their business model, dropping it down, making unwise assumptions. And last time they got hurt. They got hurt bad.
Right. And so given that, just doing stuff to keep your crews busy, if you're raising cash, you're buying at a price point to where, like, bro, I don't care. I'll turn it into a rental. And our investors know this is a long-term game, and we're still giving them an 8% return or a 6% return, whatever return you're giving your investors. Okay, cool. But those are a lot more sophisticated people who are doing that, right? Like, to where they have the process down. They've gone through 2008. They're like, okay, no, I learned. Here's what we're doing. We stay away from any product that's really above the median selling price because we can't rent it out, right? And then they can keep that process going. And at a point in time, some of those big people do stuff on margin to keep people busy, but then they have their backup plan.
Yeah, they have multiple exits.
Right? They have their exit to where they can, and they probably have enough cash on hand to fire sell everything and still pay off all their investors, right? To where so now you have 2 exits. One of them sucks really, really bad,
but you can get out. You survive.
I can get out. I survive. Everyone's paid off, and they still got their return. And guess what? Your reputation's intact. And then honestly, your social capital goes through the roof.
Through the roof. Yeah,
it goes through the roof. And so, okay, yeah, that's good. But again, this will go somewhat in turn with our last one about that's them having enough cash on hand.
Yeah.
Right. Exactly. To handle this and having enough reserves in place. And then the other, I'd say with the basic ones, the only people really going to get caught up, dude, is the people playing the big game. I grew up with a guy who killed himself. He did massive multi-million dollar spec houses and then 2008 hit. And he was underwater, got addicted to pills, and ended up killing himself.
Oh, dude.
And that's the type of stuff that you'll see, right? And that's, looking back at it, and this is being as transparent as possible. Like, what were you doing those things and being that leveraged, right? Like, you got caught up in the hype.
The moment you just assumed it would go on forever, and it doesn't.
You just assumed, and then those things didn't sell for years, dude.
Oh, I know. I have similar stories with unhappy endings in my personal network. It just took people out. They just when real estate's market changed, you can either think, some people think they have the magic touch. My stuff always sells. It's always this, it's always that. There are people flipping multi-million-dollar properties in the Bay Area, which is obviously where I live. And even that stuff didn't sell, right? Really? Above the median, fully done, dialed in, great zip codes. When the market, and it's not like the market in the Bay Area. See, like Fresno went down like 70% or 60% peak to trough. The Bay Area peak to trough was like 15, 20%.
Oh wow.
And it wasn't very long, right? The Bay Area had a pause that probably felt like 18 months, where Fresno was 6 years. But
Okay.
if you got caught in the wrong 6 month window and you had hard money costs just eating you alive every month,
Well, and that right. If you're doing hard money,
oh,
again, like that's a lot different than having a private investor involved because they have a business and then they have their investors who they need to keep happy, and so you're gonna get the short end of the stick.
yeah, they're going to take the property. And yeah, what I'm telling a lot of people do, I have Omar who's on with me Tuesday, kind of a Southern California real estate entrepreneur. It's like, guys, look at the market, right? See if it's changing. Maybe it's not, right? Southern California, I just talked about yesterday. San Diego's up 26%, LA's 19. Maybe it's fine. But real estate investing around the country, markets are slowing down. So, don't be that person that insists that the market isn't, because it could really catch you. And don't do deals at $5,000. Never flip a deal for $5,000 that takes 6 months. That's just dumb.
No, and I mean, bro, like don't do stuff at $5,000. But I understand seasoned people who have and you're doing it below the median. You don't want to lose your cruise. I'm doing it for $5,000, but I know I can legitimately cash out, refi this thing into a rental. Not everything is going to fall out underneath me, and I can take money out of pocket and do it there. But for the most part, man, like even I have a really good friend who's a developer.
Yeah.
They sell everything before they even break ground.
Oh, there you go.
Right. And so that's how they're hedging against it. Like,
Yeah.
I was like, what the hell are you doing? And like, because they're doing $1 million homes.
Right.
In Salt Lake. And I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like that makes zero. Like you're playing a dangerous game, but like I see this shit going in this at this point, like 12 months is what I thought, with some new stimulus and everything else, a little bit different. But I was like, what are you doing, bro? Like you're risking a lot of money. It's like, no, we just pre-sell everything. We lock in everything.
Yeah, we don't
locked in. Like we don't do anything. Like, no.
Yeah. So really their only risk is commodities risk, right? Lumber, right? Because they've already locked in at the price. Then it's just me. Okay. I got it. Yeah. So folks, don't do skinny deals. This is not the time. If you were doing skinny deals last year, the market rewarded you because it went up 15% or 18% or 26% like San Diego. When markets go flat, and again, I'm not calling a crash, but even when markets go flat, $5,000 can disappear in a heartbeat. So
I mean, doing a flip for $5,000, that $5,000 profit disappears in a heartbeat. Like if like one thing goes wrong, you have one homeless person break in, like
it's gone.
There you
go. It's crazy. All right, folks. Again, be careful with skinny deals. The market's changing, at least in most of the country. What again is your Instagram page?
@StratDaddy.
Thanks, buddy.